What's up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Just finished watching the match, and Barcelona lose their second match of the season, but their first match in La Liga 4-2 to Osasuna in what was an embarrassing fashion, all due to Hansi Flick's key decision makings before the match, during the match, and also even after the match as well. All on the German coach tonight for Barcelona, losing 3 points ahead of the Madrid derby tomorrow. The starting lineup for this match is on the screen right now, and as you can see from a quick glance, Hansi Flick decided to rest five key players for Barcelona. It was Iñaki Peña in goal, a back four of Kounde, Cubarsí, Dominguez, and Gerard Martin, a midfield three of Pedri, Eric, and Torre, and a front three of Pau, Victor, Lewandowski, and Ferran Torres. No Lamine Yamal, no Raphinha, no Inigo, no Casado, and no Balde in the starting 11. Barcelona in this match did end up scoring 2 goals. The first one came in to make the score line 2-1 from Pau Victor. A very lucky goal. It was mainly 2 mistakes from the Osasuna goalkeeper Sergio Herrera, who rolls it out in a very poor area. Pau Victor just has a crack from distance. He spills it into his own net. It made it 2-1, give us some momentum and confidence. It was a great goal, of course, for Pau Victor. His confidence, his first start for Barcelona. In the end, though, of course, it amounts to nothing. Alongside the second goal that was scored by Barcelona, which again was essentially a consolation goal at 4-1 to make the score line 4-2. It was an absolute golazo from Lamine Yamal from distance. That's now a goal assist in basically every game that he's played in La Liga, except for the previous match against Getafe. It's overall, his season has been exponential. You can see how important he is for Barcelona. It was a cracking goal from distance as well, just outside the box. Roofs it in the top right hand corner. The goalkeeper had no chance, but again, in the end, means absolutely, unfortunately, nothing. So overall, the team performance rating on the night, I'm going to be giving it a very low score of a 4 out of 10. We had a good spell just at the start of the second half until about the hour mark before we scored and made the double substitution of Raphinha and Lamine Yamal. Before that, we were dead. After that, we were dead. It looked like the team did not even play with each other before. They looked like they had absolutely zero, and I mean zero, chemistry. No creativity, no chemistry, no link-up. Absolutely jack shite. It was piss poor from the whole entire team tonight. Again, it looks like they never played with each other before. It looked like a preseason lineup. It looked like a preseason performance. That's what you get when you make that poor of a change. I think the team was never coherent in this match. They didn't have a defensive line that was very strong as well. The midfield composure was little to non-existent in this game. I have nothing to really add. We all know why the team was incoherent, and we'll talk about that later on in the video, but there's not much to add apart from they looked like they never played with each other before. They looked like they were just a bunch of mates getting back together for the first time in a few years, having a crack in a La Liga game. It looked piss poor, and I can't really comment on it because I think it comes down to more so individual and key decision making than more so the team performance. And the team performance is definitely the third on the list in regards to the results for this game, but my god, the team looked so pissed together. And once the subs came in, your Casados, your Baldes, your Lamine, your Raphinha looked more coherent, looked more like a team like we've been seeing, of course, over the course of the season. But once those, key changes were made at the beginning of the game, like we've seen, they're so inactive. They don't even come on in games with 10 minutes to go, 20 minutes to go. They have no fitness. They have no match rhythm with the team. It was very evident in this game. Piss poor from the team. Bang average, 4 out of 10. Disgusting performance from them. Let's now get into the players' individual player ratings. This is where stuff is gonna hit the absolute fan. We're gonna start off with the goalkeeper. Iñaki Peña gets a 3 out of 10 from me. Absolute dog shite. Could not save the penalty despite going the right way. It looked like a freaking FIFA goalkeeper with him diving so late. I think to be honest, all the goals except for the last one couldn't really do much with them. I think his composure in the first half was disgustingly poor. He came out, gave the ball away in very silly areas. Of course, led to nothing, but still gave the ball away. And of course, for their fourth goal, how the hell is he not saving that? Again, dived so late. His vision was not blocked whatsoever. Get Szczesny in net ASAP already know. Again, against Getafe, he wasn't exposed because Getafe had no chances midweek. Against Villarreal, with the one chance they did have, they scored. So it just shows the level of Inaki Peña, saying that, oh, I'm this, I'm that. He's absolutely shite. 3 out of 10. Now for center-back partnership, in front of him, firstly, on the right-hand side, it was Sergi Dominguez. He gets an absolute 1 out of 10 for me. The worst performance I have seen since Roberto in the Copa del Rey quarterfinals earlier on this year in January. I understand Dominguez is very young. He's, 17 years old, from the academy. Yeah, great potential. This is Barcelona. You can't hack the criticism. You can absolutely piss off. He was absolutely dirt shite today. Again, comes down to who put him in that situation. But again, he was put there. I have to judge him based on the performance. Second goal. Which one? No, he gave away the penalty, of course. That was disgustingly poor. The second goal, the Zaragoza's goal, could have easily cleared the ball, but was, too busy focusing on the high line and didn't see the through ball coming through. On the Budimir header as well, should have done much better. Again, he's a bit shorter than Budimir, but I'm expecting a defender to at least compete for an aerial threat. Did not whatsoever. I think even on the ball today, he was shite. Gave the ball away so many times. Little intricate build-up play when he was passing to Kubarsi, passing to Gerard Martin, passing to Eric Garcia. Completed those when he took a wrist pass, switch line pass. None of them were completed whatsoever. It was an absolutely embarrassing performance from the 17-year-old. Again, he's 17. You're probably going to say to me in the chat, oh, Barca boy, he's a kid, let us slide. Yeah, sure. I mean, I'll play him again. He's, this is going to hopefully be a good learning curve for him. But in that game, for 80 minutes, he was disgustingly shite. 1 out of 10 from me. Center back partner on the left hand side was Pau Kubarsi. I will give Kubarsi a 5 out of 10. Was a bit better, of course, in the build-up play, as you do expect with the ability of Kubarsi on the ball. Aerially was beyond shite, which again I mentioned in my match preview yesterday. These two center backs are too short to compete with a striker like Budimir in the air, and we saw that in this game. I think as well, decision making from Kubarsi today was poor. You probably wondered why I have him at 5, Dominguez at 1. I think he defended the game much better than Dominguez did. Yes, he could have passed it back to Inaki Peña a few times to regain possession, but instead he'd actually just hoof it and just clear it, which again is still part of defending, but would have liked a bit more composure from Kubarsi, especially with his experience now in the team. He's coming up to almost a year in the first team now, especially with his great performances, some poor performance as well. We saw, 2 right-footed center backs, how it just wasn't coherent whatsoever either. There was no ability for Barcelona to build a play from the back. Again, that comes down to someone else, not on Kubarsi himself. But his performance today was a bit under average, but something he was, all right in some areas. So I will give him a 5 out of 10. Now let's get on to the fullbacks. Firstly, on the left-hand side, Gerard fucking Martin. How is this? Look how ugly he is as well. Look at his ears. How is this guy playing for the first team at Barcelona? I promise you guys. I promise you. Wallahi. I would put a better shift at left back than Gerard Martin. You're probably thinking, oh, Barca boy, you're fat, you're Canadian, you don't play high level football. I promise you, on my mother's life, I would put, I'm not saying I'd be better than Balde, I'm not saying I'd be a first team player, but based on that performance, I would be putting in a better shift than Gerard Martin. I have no idea on this God's green, beautiful earth what Hansi Flick sees in this man. The clearance that led to the chance for Budimir should just tell you enough of the quality of the player. He put in one good pass to Ferran Torres, which Ferran Torres absolutely fluffed. That was it. That was it. Defending was shite. On the ball shite. Progressive passing shite. Defensive composure shite. He was just shite. Did not do anything. I promise you, I would have put in a better performance at left back, and that just shows the level of Gerard Martin. Disgusting. Disgusting. I would send him to Barca Athletic, would not renew his contract, let him go for free. He is the middest footballer I've ever seen in my life. He's now started 3 games for Barcelona in La Liga, and we've been shite in all 3 of those games. 2 of them we got away with it because you know why? We hooked him, brought in a proper left back like Balde, and we ended up salvaging the performance. This man is beyond crap. I have not seen a Barca player this crap since Marcos Alonso and Oyer Romeu, Andre Gomes. I've seen the right shite. Oscar Mingueza in that final season was shite. Serginho Dest post that El Clasico masterclass was shite. I have seen piss poor players. Never have I seen a player be promoted to the Barcelona team and be this poor. He is the worst footballer I've seen being promoted to the Barcelona first team. He is the worst footballer I've seen play for this club. Yes, Alonso had stinkers, Romeu had stinkers, but at least they came in with some sort of reputation. Of course, Alonso dropped a masterclass at the Bernabeu at center back. Romeu preseason, we have at least something with them. We have absolutely nothing with this twat. Worst player I've seen in my life. 2 out of 10. I gave him an extra 1 point just for at least a decent pass because I'm feeling nice today. he was shite. Other right back, or other fullback, should I say, was Jules Kounde. I'll give him a 6. Started off the game very, very poorly. Very, very poor marking on Zaragoza for that first goal. I don't know why, but I've seen Kounde defend against the best wingers in the world on numerous occasions. But when it comes to Brian Zaragoza, he gets turned over every single time. I don't know why, but that first half, Zaragoza had him on toast. Should have blocked, should have done much better for that opening goal on the cross from Zaragoza. Apart from that, I think he did alright. Made some great ones forward, had a few chances. I think in the second half, he defended much, much better. Everything came down from the opposite side of him. Do you know why? Because this fucking ear twat was there. On his side, though, everything was, I think, relatively under control. I don't think he was, brilliant in this game. I think he defended well, made some good forward ones, put in, of course, some decent crosses, he had a few opportunities as well, hit the bar, had that one chance at the end as well where Pedri hit him over the top, so he was alright. I think the whole team kind of played shite, but with Kounde, I don't think he was that poor today, so I will give him a 6 out of 10. Now into the midfield, firstly, Eric Garcia in the pivot. I will give him a 5 out of 10. You could say that's a bit generous. I thought he grew into the game a bit more as we did progress. I think he had a few slip-ups, a lot of moments where I think in possession he was a bit uncomposed, but I think he did alright. To be fair, I think it's definitely, of course, a poor performance from him. It definitely dropped off from the Getafe game, but I don't think he was as bad as the rest of the players. Again, to compare and contrast, he's coming up against some right shite. But I think he held onto the ball pretty well, made some good passes over the top. Again, some of his decision-making wasn't the best. He had some tactical fouls as well, which, again, you'd like to see, but sometimes you want to think if you can be a bit more smarter. But I don't think he was, terrible. I think he was just poor in this game, which, again, the rest, pretty much the whole team was. So I'll give him a 5 out of 10. I think he was, all right over the course of the 90 minutes. In front of him, of course, in the midfield, you also had Pablo Torre. I'll give him a 5. I don't think anything, again, didn't look that great. Give the ball away. That led to the first goal, of course. I think in the middle of the park, just didn't look like he played that well. I think his performance is very reminiscent to the one against Getafe. Just couldn't really get involved, couldn't progress the ball forward. Maybe against him and Pedri in that midfield, so they're kind of, a little bit too like-minded. Doesn't really work. We tried it, didn't work, but I still think Pablo Torre is a good player, but I think in this game, didn't really get to show it in a difficult game like this. I remember some areas where he, made some good passes, good turns, but I think his, how to describe it is like, when he receives the ball, he's under pressure, gives it away. When he receives the ball, has a moment to turn, he'll take too long with it, then he'll lose the ball. So something like decisiveness from him wasn't the best, in my opinion. So I will give him a 5 out of 10. And of course, the final midfielder for me was Pedri. I'm giving Pedri an 8 out of 10 man of the match. I think Pedri was absolutely sublime in this game. He was the only player that played to the level of Barcelona in this game. He was absolutely sensational. He led the team, of course, out as the captain. He put in a captain's performance. Sublime on the ball. Composure, transition, progressive passes were absolutely pinpoint perfection. He had a brilliant, brilliant game, and don't let the scoreline and the team's performance overshadow that. He was sensational in this game, without a shadow of a doubt, my man of the match. Let's now get into the front line. First, we have Lewandowski. I'll give him an average 6. Honestly, did nothing, could not do anything, was in the graveyard shift. Should have scored that chance for the Kounde cut back, but in the end, we scored a minute later with the Pau Victor chance, so it's like, it really didn't come to anything. It's just like whatever at that point. Had some decent hold-up play in the middle of the park where he did attract a lot of fouls, but had no chances in this game, so it was really a tailor-made game for a more mobile striker than more so of a hold-up striker. But in the end, it's Lewandowski, so you always have to play him, and again, just wasn't really the match for him. I don't think he played poorly whatsoever. I think the team collectiveness and how the game was set up just didn't really suit him in the end. So I will give him an average 6 out of 10. On the, where did he play Pau Victor? He played on the left, Pau Victor. I'll give Pau Victor a 6. I was going to give him a 5, but I'll give him a 6 for the goal. I think he was, he looked the most lively player, I would say, alongside Pedri. He was making some good runs, good decisive passes, making some good decisions as well. But again, he was one of those players that just looked like he hasn't played with this team ever in his life. From the preseason that he's had as his first start, I think he's only came on like 2 or 3 times for about 5 minutes, so it's kind of hard for him to develop, chemistry and relationship with players when he barely plays. This is the problem. But I think he came in, made some great runs forward, put some good crosses in, but every time he put a cross in, no one was there. No Ferran, no Lewandowski, no last-ditch run from Kounde or Pablo Torre, so that was a bit annoying. Got the goal, which again was very, very lucky, so I'll just give him some brownie points for that. Apart from that, I think he was one of the brighter lights of the players that were chucked into this game, so I will give him an average 6 out of 10. Final forward on the right-hand side was Ferran Torres. This shark mentality thing lasted for about a month and a half. what did I say last season? Oh, it's all great for him to, start and, play games and score goals. He has to do it on a consistent basis. He barely did it for a month last season. He came back, shite. This game was the worst performance I've seen from Ferran Torres. You're probably thinking, Barcelona, why is he not a 1? Why'd you give him a 2? I gave him a 2 because he had that good chance in the second half that came down to his individual quality. He skipped past a player well, nutmegged another Osasuna player to have a chance across the goal. That would have made it 2-2, so if he scored that, that would have been perfect, kind of remontada for him, but apart from that, he was shite. Couldn't hold up the ball. Getting in behind was disgustingly poor. Could not press. His touches in this game were absolutely disgusting. His performance is on par with Gerard Martin. Both of them down that left-hand side were beyond shite. I could not believe that they are Barcelona players. I probably would have put in a better shift in this game than Ferran Torres. I don't think Ferran Torres does have quality to, oversuit me. I think I'd be a much better player than Gerard Martin every single day of the week. But Ferran Torres was absolutely stinky in this game. It's time to get rid of him. I think it's quite evident. He's had now 3.5 seasons at Barcelona. He had a good start, like everyone else does when you start for Barcelona. Apart from that, he was shite. Double season was crap. Last season was inconsistent. Did not play whatsoever. And this season, he's just absolutely piss poor. Man City absolutely robbed us of 60 million for him. That's probably one of the worst. That's probably one of the worst sign that we spend money on in the Laporta's second tenure. He's absolutely shite. Yes, he's a versatile player, but he's versatilely wank. So 2 out of 10 for him. Absolutely piss poor, in my opinion. In terms of the substitutions, subs that were Lamine Yamal, Raphinha, Balde, Casado, and Hector Fort. Lamine got a goal, of course. Credit to him. He looked really good. I think Raphinha looked lively. Balde was piss poor on the third goal that led to the penalty. He was sleeping on that, so if he was just more awake, could have at least salvaged a draw. So I have to give Christensen for him for that. I don't know if he got outpaced, but I think he saw the run very late and he wasn't paying attention. He just got subbed in, but that's poor from him in terms of awareness to rise. So Christensen for him. I think Casado came in, looked really good. Fort came in for 6 minutes, 10 minutes. I can't really rate him for that. So I think Raphinha, Lamine, Casado came in, played really well. Fort basically played nothing, and Balde very, very poor on the goal that led to the Dominguez mistake and the Osasuna penalty in the end. He has to be doing much better than that on that transition. And last but certainly the least is, of course, the manager, Hansi Flick. Tonight I have given Hansi Flick a 2 out of 10. Like I mentioned a lot in this video and foreshadowing in this video, the result today is 1000% on Hansi Flick. How in the flying fuck are you making 5 rotations? Look at my tweets when the lineup came out. Look at my tweets pre-kickoff. I was shitting myself. 5 changes against Osasuna at El Sadar. He said in his press conference yesterday, I've heard a lot about the atmosphere in the stadium. I'm looking forward to it. I know it's going to be hostile, but I want to, go there and get a result. He knew this from the get-go. You're down 2-0 at halftime. Oh, I know what I'll do. I'll make no freaking changes. What are you smoking? No, I tweeted at halftime as well. If he does not make at least 2 substitutions, we are not going to win this game. And we didn't. He brought on Lamine Yamal at the hour mark for what? What was the point of resting him now? You made all these changes. At least you can walk away with the L, and at least have the players fresh and rested. No point in that whatsoever. Took so long to bring in Casado as well. Let Ferran Torres play 90 freaking minutes. Let Dominguez play 86 freaking minutes. Let Gerard oh my god. The one thing that has pissed me off the most since Flick has come in, the one thing, I think everything else has been like, difficult situation, blah, 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 whatever. The one thing that has pissed me off, I'm gonna fly to Barcelona, sneak into a press conference, and ask this man straight to his face, Hansi Flick, you have won the 6-2 you are a good manager. Tell me right now, what the actual hell do you see in Gerard Martin? Why is this man starting in this team at left back ahead of Hector Fort, and why do you send Alex Valle on loan to Celtic, and why do you trust Gerard Martin? What do you see in this player? This man has single-handedly cost us this game, alongside almost 2 other games if individual performances did not save us. What does this man see in Gerard Martin? What does he see in Ferran Torres to leave him there for 90 minutes? Tonight was all based on key decisions, and those decisions Hansi Flick failed in every single one. From the starting lineup, tactical change at halftime, substitutions, who's coming in and who's coming out. Every single decision since Barcelona left the city of Barcelona to fly to Osasuna, the moment they leave, every decision he had to make, he got it all wrong. and that's on Hansi Flick today. You're resting on the week. People say to me, oh yeah, he has to rest, the squad depth is poor, you know, in the end he has to rest. I completely understand that. I'm not blaming Hansi Flick for the rotation. I am blaming him for the time. The time to do it was against Getafe. At home at the Montjuic, you start this team, this lineup that we saw today. We get a 0-0. I'd rather have a 0-0 against Getafe at home than a 4-2 loss against Osasuna. And the key factor is this is the day before the Madrid derby. Both Madrid teams now are going to go into that game thinking, okay, Barcelona just lost points. This is our chance now to go out there and narrow the gap. If Madrid win now tomorrow, they're 1 point behind us. We have now no lead whatsoever, no cushion going into the Clásico at the end of the next month. We now have to, you know, pray we beat Alaves, pray we beat Sevilla to have somewhat of a gap. We're going to have a 1 point gap. They're going to probably beat us at the Bernabeu. Then they're going to be on top of the league, and we're going to all go into meltdown. I can see it now. Clip it. We're September 28th, and I'm already predicting what's going to happen on October 27th. The time to make the heavy rotation was against Getafe. That is my problem. That is my criticism. I'm not criticizing rotation. I'm criticizing why. And also how much. 5 changes. 5! You could make 2, 3 at the absolute most in this kind of game. Osasuna away. He chose to rotate nearly half the team. Half. We were walking. I tweeted before the game. It was a suicide mission. He's come out, failed on top. We've died. We've died based on the result. Piss poor from Flick today. Again, he's done a fantastic job, especially with the squad that he currently has. With the injuries, this is just purely constructive criticism. I'm not Flick out. I'm not hating on Flick. Constructive criticism based on the decision he made for this game. Again, if this was Swish, he did it against Getafe, I'd probably be a bit more lenient. Yeah, we need to rotate. We've had a lot of games. We're playing every, 2 days almost. I understand. 0-0 draw. Lucky win against Getafe. Narrow loss. We move. The time to rotate was against Getafe. Everyone and their mothers knew it. Not in a game like this. And this is why, for me, in my opinion, the result today, the performance is 100% on the manager. And tonight, he gets a 2 out of 10 from me. So that was a match review for Osasuna versus Barcelona in La Liga. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, of course, make sure you drop a like down below. And of course, in the comments down below as well, let me know your thoughts on everything that we did discuss. Let me know your thoughts on the performance, your player ratings, and your manager ratings as well. Please leave me those in the comments down below. I'm going to go through them. I want to read it. I want to hear you guys' thoughts. Have I been, very harsh on the team? Have I been fair? Have I been a bit generous as well? Let me know down in the comments below. And of course, make sure you drop a like down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you guys next time on the channel. Take care and Forza Barca.
Yeah.